Hello and welcome back to Cultist Simulator. Um, let's see. Currently we're in a very good spot. Um, we have almost all of our possible believers. And with that, that brings us very close to being able to go on adventures constantly. Explorations. The culprit, it transpires, is the audience. The surviving queens are directed to execute whatever audience members do not escape. A surprisingly lucid epilogue suggests the correspondence of the river names with historical events does provide clues to secret histories behind our own. And it's an occult scrap. And, saving these up, and we're not studying anything, so let's do some translations. The Horus? Continue to work at Glover and Glover. And we can continue to visit Moorlands. It takes time to sort the gold from the dross, the wheat from the shaft, the blood from the water. If I buy enough books, I'll find something interesting. Or I'll drive poor Moorland into the ground. Or more accurately, the shop. Oh no! Moorlands is closing. I'm moving on, Miss Moorland informed Muse. My stock is largely extorted and the Suppression Bureau is taking an interest. So it's goodbye. This last book is nonsense, but I tucked some interesting papers into the back as a thanks for your custom. Closed! And it makes me so sad, because as far as I know, you can't do anything with Moorland's shop after it closed. We do get an Ardent Orison out of it. And something deep mystery something. A dreadful souffle of half-digested rumor about the secret roads and the irrelevance of contemporary morality, including a catalog of something invented debaucheries. Oh no, Moorlands. Now, I wonder. We cannot explore it any further. I'll put you in the top right corner. Into the top right corner. Never to be seen again by our eyes. Goes Moorlands. And now, we buy out Oriflammes. Although, fortunately, Oriflammes doesn't buy out quite as easily. So we now have translated to horse. We'll go ahead and, we can go ahead and simply translate, on what is contained by silver. And we get Victor. Victor is a sly fellow, and he knows an unusual opportunity when he sees it. We have produced a bit of mystique. We'll continue speaking of esoteric matters. So this one, two more here, one more here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Not many. Not many left. Now, I am sort of, whenever I played, it was before the sort of Scar system got introduced, which probably makes me more cautious than what I need to be. Though I don't quite fully know if the SCAR system is good enough to warrant just throwing these guys out to try and get them to do stuff. Plus, we are mostly using our speak. So, a dire bestiary of the horrors to be found in mirrors. This is a recent edition of the 3rd century text by Pomander. Pomander? I'm awful at parsing these, like, Latinized English words. At least that's what I think they are. Some of them. Or some of them are just straight up either Latin or Greek, or, yeah, parsing them tends to be a little hard for me to do. We'll just go ahead and buy the... Oh, that was really strange. Okay. We'll just go ahead and buy the medications that we need. Cat Caro. Cat Caro, as she styles herself, earns a living as a stage medium and a fortune teller. She may have deeper talents. Oh, we read what was contained on the silver. The virgins maidens of the mirrors favor orchids. The hindlings favor the rhododendron. Cut flowers of either nature should not be placed before polished bronze. An appendix contains a rite which might be useful to summon some of these entities, although the details of its use are not made clear. So we do have a Watchman's Sorrow, and we do also get a Mance's Glimpse, which is helpful. This might bring us close enough to passing past the stag door. Although I can't remember if it goes 3-4. Can't quite remember. Although, so we are going to read the Horse. This volume deals mostly with the Hours of the Wood, the Moth, the Black Flax, the Ringu, among others. And while we actually have the exploration open, let's just go ahead and explore the places of the city. So that way we have them open. Okay. Continue working at Glover and Glover. Okay. So we've healed. Very nice. The glory is a question, and the moth always answers yes. The black flax's answer is no, and that is always its answer. We get a little bit of erudition, and we get a barber's warning. So with that, we have completely read through poor Morin's, Moreland's stock. I am very curious about... Let's try and upgrade the Mance's Glimpse. There's a proverb among the practitioners of the invisible arts. Glory visits a house without walls. I'd like to know about the glory, or about glory. About glory. Okay. Curiosity seekers have picked over this ancient temple, but there may be a hidden door here somewhere. That's helpful. That one would actually be easy for us to do. Although... I think I know what else is there. And we would actually have to be very careful about going there. Continue our work at Glover and Glover. Because I think this one is deceptively easy. And that the problem is that of the... I think there's a curse. There's a curse here. And there's no way to find out until we go there. Sylvia. Sylvia lost her eye in the woods when she was 9 years old. Every year at Candlemas, she returns to the place she buried it. That's a little bit strange. Hater and Hero Limited. It's been abandoned since the explosion when both the owners died. The machines stand silent. The building is a collapsed shell. Mr. Carter was known to display peculiar trinkets in his office. Perhaps. I'm assuming there are still some there. Now, we do have an option in breaking these down into simpler ones or keeping them as furtive truths. I think we're going to leave them as furtive truths. And actually, with that, let's visit, this is going to seem odd, let's visit the wood. Now I pass the scar-barked trees, the moon passes behind branches, though her fingers remain in my hair. I am stumbling over roots now. It is tempting to drop to all fours, to avoid the low branches. Pale wings moves deep in the night. The reason we're doing this is because I am looking for more, basic secrets. And, this is actually the easiest way to get them. I think. Actually, it's either this one or the white door. And it's also very low risk. This is the other sort of benefit. Okay. We don't want to buzzing the brain. Let's visit the well. An awareness of appetite. Every sense is heightened, every sensation deepened. This would also help with jogging my memory of what each location sort of has. So we'll continue to visit the wood. Okay. Wakefield has apparently been satisfied with simply finding our mystique. Yizbet. Or Zabet? I don't know if this is actually a pronounced. Actually, yeah, no, it's a vowel in this case. Gisbet has always been more comfortable by moonlight. She has excellent night vision. She is often overlooked in daylight. Let us continue to speak of esoteric matters. Oh, we already have an unmerciful mantra. I forgot. Which makes me assume that we already tried to pass. Oh, that's not passion. There's my third reason. Hold up. Oh, it's in here. And it's currently requiring erudition. Which kinda sucks. Did it? Okay, lots of stuff happening all at once. An occult scrap, great. Pause everything. Oh, I didn't read that. Oh wait, I still can. Okay, let's... Yes. Mercy, saith the watchman, is found only in shadow. I've increased my mastery of the glorious lore, which we call by its aspect lantern. So, the benefit of doing this... Okay, I walked in the wood last night, and the scissors worked in the distance, and the furred things crammed in my mouth and swarmed in my ears, and I felt the old urge to drop to wolf fours and nose among the roots. But I remember I walk upright by day, and I know fire and steel in words, and at last I found where the velvet has concealed the secret on tree bark beneath moss. I read it then with the tips of my fingers, and I think now that I could write it in full. So, at the very least, we can wait for these to become undimmed, and we can possibly improve our way to the stag door. Yes, okay. What does this need? Reason? That's not happening. So after this, we will try to combine those two. We can use an Dicey's Parable to try and get more people. I always like using the highest level lures for no particular reason. St. Agnes Hospital. They did good work here once. Certainly there were few too many amputations, but then there are individuals who prefer not to walk the city streets. Is that a threat? So I'm waiting on this to use my study. In the display cases of the Impossible Museum, I always see an apple white as snow and hard as marble, a golden beetle in a stern box, a coy geometry awaiting my touch, a black envelope bursting with spring, a brass opera box for instruments of record and measure, a storm in a tin I always wake before I see the Isle's End. A case of mistaken identity. For those who hope for, after all, there's no particular importance, and eventually they'll pass from your memory. Perhaps there is no one else available that you'd care to meet. So, wow. We have... This is it. Okay. Well. Oh, oh, wait, no, we don't, This is the basic ceremony. And, I will attempt to combine these two. And that should be it for the moment. Yisbet sleeps and fits and starts. She rises at dusk to do the things Yisbet does. Now, let us finish off our last few ceremonies. Continue working. We have gotten quite a funds. Let me see. Actually, with that, let us attend an auction at Oriflam's. Now, let that tick down. Victor's a sly fellow, but loyal. Man, Edge is always disappointing to read. Like, a lot of the other, aspects have, like, very interesting, lore bits. Right. Ah, Turner and Girth. I've had, like, 3 copies of this book. What can I do with the 4th? A bright-eyed, watchful woman who recalls her dreams perfectly. Okay. And this, I believe, is the last one. I do want... We can continue to... let's actually go to the white door. Because I think then it's easier to get I don't know. Ooh. Ooh. Stum. A can of nitrate film labeled Stum, silent or perhaps mute. The director's name, Janet Crossan, is shakily appended. We want this. I bid. I raise my hand. The auctioneer raps out an acknowledgement. Will anyone match me? Sylvia has a detailed knowledge of roof ridges, of the river at low tides, of Irish whiskey, and of conjuring tricks. Now with that... Oh, what am I doing? Oh no, wait. Okay, so currently we are trying to improve our lore. We're waiting for this. This requires glimmering? I've won the auction! The auctioneer makes a note of my name and signals one of the attendants to have my prize. I hope it's worth it. Oh boy, okay. There's one thing we actually have to worry about. Not too much worried about, but that's good. Very good. This brings us another right. Which I haven't used at all yet. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected to happen. Let us continue to kind of just throw this out there. This isn't the best tactic. To do... another collection of poetry. Ooh, we don't want restlessness. Let's go to the... A Forgotten Chronicle, a story of a city without a gate, of a queen who was not born, of a war which was not fought. Last night I visited the lodge of the Sage Knight. My hostess manifested as an elegant woman with fashionably short hair and dark glasses. No, she admits, I don't need them any more than I need eyes. Allow me my sentimentalities. But you've come for knowledge, I expect. Here's a story I heard in my Kirishim days. You're welcome to it. Only remember me if you come to make the pilgrimage. So this is helpful. We'll continue to simply visit the White Door. It looks like they're wanting additional funds. I'm okay with that. Most of the time when you want to buy something, you want to go keep auctioning. We do have an affliction, which is unfortunate. Aha! We have the money to continue to auction, so let's go. De Bellis Morum, in Latin, an 18th century epic poem by the synonymous Sylopasis. I don't know how you're supposed to parse that, but we'll buy it. I'll bid. Actually, I should be careful with an affliction. Well, we have 146 XP. Let's go to the Orchid of Life. Favor. The sun and splendor, the hour who once ruled the mantis, was known to walk the orchard. Before his terrible division. Sometimes his remnants walk here still. Sometimes I see the chilly radiance of the miniscate through the trees, or the chiller radiance of the sun in rags. Were they to come upon me, it might be my end, but to see them in the distance is a gift of insight. And it was immediately swallowed up by us trying to do this. This is a vitality, which means that if I go once more, I can get rid of this affliction for free. Optimal. Optimal place. Okay, I have another book. And once more. Okay. A true and complete accounting of Asclepian mysteries of the roots of the house. A reproduction of Riley Grease from supposedly a much older text in Greek. And I will bid. So there's our vitalities. So the next time Dream is up, we will definitely get rid of our affliction. And unsurprisingly, we don't have whatever this requires. Glimmering. Another bid. I will bid. A furtive truth. I'll go ahead and just take it. Many of the dead enter the manses through the white door. They wander its corridors in silence until they are lost. Some embrace each other, some devour each other, some force their way into the dreams of the living. A few record their memories on the manse's stone where it is soft. They scratch it with their nails, you see. Last night I read one of those memories. So that's not where that goes. We will repair our affliction. And aha, the glorious lore. I've increased my mastery of the glorious lore, which would call upon its aspect lantern. The door in the eye navigates. He is not merciful, but first and always he illuminates. And this is the Fanae. That has way too many A's. Invocation. Entirely too many A's. And this is our first 8th level. Or 8th, 4th, yeah. Okay. We still have Despair. So we'll first read Debellus, or translate it. Scum does have problem with it. And that is the fact that this will actually give you despair when you get it, but you do get a right. Oh, wait, I have to wait for Please take my money. Never mind. I don't need to know Sanskrit. I already do. But thank you. I appreciate the gesture. We have healed. Let's continue to visit the white door. And we have translated this text. The poem elliptically describes a war between beasts, whether phenomena and arcane purpose, concepts. It's quite specific about their tactics. I don't know why reading this has suddenly become the most difficult task in my life. Once more, the Latin grammar book. Ah. Unfortunately, that has brought us to the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoy and see you guys in the next one.